Hey, welcome to a new episode of Grow and Glow podcast. How are you doing today? Please don't mind my voice, might not be so clear, but we thank God you can still hear me today. Okay, on today's episode, I'm here to tell you how to be consistent. I just want to tell you 3 ways you can be consistent in what you want to do. This might work for you if you follow it well and if you really understand what I'm trying to tell you here. But everybody still has their different ways of doing things. But I've checked these ways, I've tried it, I do this and it has worked. So I feel okay. I think young people too need to know this. We all need to learn how to be consistent because I think that's one thing people wish they know how to do, to be consistent. So yeah, I'm here to just tell you the simple ways I've learned how to be consistent. Okay, first of all, you need to create a plan to follow. I always say things about planning. Don't mind me, I plan a lot. And I don't know about you, but I think planning is a great skill to have. Knowing how to plan. So when you create a plan to follow, it helps you to be arranged. It helps you to keep everything intact. That you know what you want to do and how you will do it. The next thing to do is to take small steps. If you want to be consistent, you don't just look at what you want to do and continue thinking about it. You need to start doing it. Let me give you an example. I am a content creator, at the same time a podcaster. So content creation in aspect of posting for the podcast on Instagram and everything. And social media, it's something that you need to be consistent in. And at some point I stopped being consistent in posting on social media for the podcast. I was off and on a lot. Not like I'm on break. I was just not doing anything serious, but I was not consistent. And I realized that. So I had to learn how to be consistent. I had to create a plan first of all. Then after creating a plan, I had to make sure I don't just think about, have I done this design? Do I like this design? Because most times overthinking that causes this thing when we will not want to do anything after all. So I stopped doing that, and instead I don't just think about it. I post. I take that small step and post. And yeah, that's never gone wrong. So create a plan to follow. Take small steps. Start. Stop overthinking it. Start. And the last thing you should do is to remind yourself why you started. Okay, at some point in podcasting, I kind of stopped posting episodes. I just reduced the way I was posting. I was going through a lot then. Yeah, I was really going through a lot, but I needed to still be consistent on the podcast. I needed to bring out content for you guys now. So what did I do? One day I had to go back to my old book. That's why you need to create a plan. I had to go back to my old notebook where I wrote the plans I wanted for the podcast, why I was starting the podcast. And I went back and I read through it, I looked at it, and that fire, that passion came back again for the podcast. So when you remind yourself of why you started, you will go back to these tasks. You will want to do it. So that's how I always say, plan, write things down. It's really, really helpful. Okay, so guys, these are my tips for you. How to be consistent. You need to create a plan to follow. You need to take small steps. And you need to remind yourself why you started. Because reminding yourself why you started is the drive you might need. Is the drive most times you will need to continue doing this thing, to be consistent in it. I just hope these tips will help you. They are very simple. And they're just 3, but okay. They're good enough for me, and I pray they work for you too. Alright guys, so don't forget to subscribe, share, and I'll see you tomorrow. See ya!